Welcome to the WRC podcast. I'm your host, Katrina Marie, and you're in the right place. Here at the Well-Rounded Counselor podcast, what you can expect is to learn, shift your thinking, and gain personal and professional growth. And if you have not yet done so, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another podcast episode. The conversation starts now. Hey everybody, it's me, your host, Katrina Marie, here on the Well-Rounded Counselor podcast. And this week, I'm going to be talking about a really exciting topic that I feel like is going to help you, so stay tuned. In the meantime, I just want to remind all of you, if you haven't been following me, I'm going to leave all of my information down below in the show notes so you can see what I've been up to on LinkedIn. You can also connect with me through my site. So if you're looking for a little bit of extra support, I offer one-on-one coaching. And I offer different price ranges, and I am opening up a new client offer. So if you are looking for a little extra bonus on working with me, all of that information is down below. You can get a really great deal right now. And now is the time, actually, because if you're thinking about leveling up your skill sets, becoming a premium quality school counselor where employers are attracted and chasing after you, coming after you and wanting to hire you because you have the skills needed, right now is the time to level up. Trust me, because it is hiring season. So if you are looking for a change in your career, if you're feeling stuck, or you love your job and you're still feeling stuck and you want a little bit of extra support on changing and shaking things up, I'm your girl. You know how to get in touch with me. All of my details are below. But if you're looking for something a little more affordable before I raise my prices, you can catch my ebook, The Well-Rounded Counselor, Considerations for College Counselors, down below in the show notes as well. And if you're just looking for free general advice, you can stick with me here on the podcast. So I got all ranges of help, free, low level, and high level. So you choose. Without further ado, today I want to talk about a topic called somatic exercises. You're probably wondering what this is. And to be honest, I didn't know what it was in just a few months ago, okay? So I kept seeing ads. How many of you see ads on your social media because maybe you're browsing something and then the algorithm picks that up and then starts advertising to you? So what I started seeing in my Instagram feed were somatic exercises for breaking up old traumas and habits that maybe were stuck and locked in the body. And so it refers to somatic exercises refer to a category of movements, and it's based off of increasing awareness in the body, promoting conscious control of muscle function. And basically, this term somatic, comes from the Greek word soma, which means living in the body. So these exercises aim to improve the connection between the mind, body, and also it facilitates better movement for your posture and overall well-being. So if you're like me, you're always looking for ways to maybe improve yourself, improve your overall well-being. I mean, let's face it, we're not getting any younger each day that passes, each year that passes. And a lot of times I know counselors that come into the profession because they want to help other people because they've experienced past traumas, past pains, past experiences, and then they go into a field of helping others in something similar. But because I had a bit of a traumatic year in 2023, during my winter vacation, although I was reading applications and I was not traveling, I wanted to focus on my well-being. I wanted to focus on getting a clearer mind, getting clarity, releasing old patterns, releasing old mindsets. And this somatic exercise, I guess, advertisement kept showing up. And so I started doing a bit more research, and it started telling me that a lot of the emotions that we have, especially in women, are locked in our hips. And how many of you have heard that saying, emotions are typically locked in the hips? So you might hear yogis say this, or people who do mind-body connection work. And the more I dug, I understood that I was experiencing a lot of pain in my hips. And so I started with free stuff like we all do because we're a bit skeptical sometimes. Is this going to work? Is this just another gimmick? Whatever. I started doing some of it for free, and I started getting the best sleep ever. I started feeling instant relief in my body. I started feeling just a sense of calmness. You know, my fight or flight response was, I wouldn't say diminished, but it dwindled. So if something were to maybe trigger me in the past because I had been doing somatic exercises and somatic workouts, m- things weren't triggering me the same way. Like I felt like, okay, like I can manage my emotions better. So, a lot of times when we are growing up, especially in our developmental stages, we experience a lot of potential trauma and chaos. And the brain subconsciously observes and records all of that information. And then it replays back out later on in our adult lives. So, it's very fascinating the psychology behind it, the mind body connection. When you think about, chakras and auras and all of these things, they all kind of are saying the same thing at the end of the day. So I decided to invest as I do because, I experimented a little bit with somatic exercises and I was like, okay, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to do a 2-month reset. So I bought this in early December and I was a student in a self-paced course where I was doing somatic exercises practically every day. And it was for releasing the jaw because I grind my teeth at night and I would wake up with pain or ache. And also, there would be like the dentist would tell me or ask me if I grind my teeth at night because of what they're seeing. So you get a little bit of locked jaw or you feel a little bit tense in the jaw muscles. I would also wake up at 2, 3, 4 a.m. consistently. So if you're one of those people waking up in the middle of the night, even though you're going to bed on time, I'm telling you, somatic exercises, either first thing in the morning, before bed, something like that, because I started sleeping much more confidently through the night. I wasn't waking up at that time anymore. My jaw just felt relief, like it just felt like it opened up. Also, the hips, my goodness, the stretches are so lazy. Like you can literally do these workouts in bed. I'm not exaggerating. I wasn't doing that. I have a yoga mat, but they're just so lazy, so easy. Like the instructor of the self-paced course, she literally wants you to do these exercises in the most laziest way possible. So it doesn't feel like work. I'm not exaggerating. This is what she said, and I did exactly what she said. She would say things like, just imagine you're just making this movement. She'd explain the movement and just pretend you're on a beach in Hawaii and you have nothing better to do, but just this gentle movement. I mean, it was incredible. The relief you get, the anxiousness would go away, the calmness would set in, the willingness and the excitement to go on to the next modules was there. And so, of course, the body is undergoing repair during this time because it's not used to this. But the more you implement it, uh, the more the body will rejuvenate and increase its movement and mobility. It also it reduces muscle tension, which is good because a lot of times in our hips and our back, like I said, in the jaw, it's all muscles, right? So the body has a ton of muscles throughout it. And so it's releasing it. Also, you're going to increase your flexibility and range of motion, especially in the hips. If you feel like you have a goal where you just feel like, for me personally, okay, because I sit most of the day in my job, let's face it, like we're victims to limiting our mobility and flexibility because of being sedentary. But when you do somatic practices, the gentle stretches, the movements really increase the flexibility and range of motion to the point where the pain that I was experiencing on my right side is literally gone from these gentle movements. It also, for me, was reducing any additional unnecessary stress because I was focusing on small, gentle movements. The breathing was like incorporated naturally because you're just doing like a 5-minute gentle, I don't know, movement for yourself, that depending on the day. And so it was important for me to just look at this with a very open mind and just see what happens. And I didn't want to come on here and like start talking about it if I hadn't gone through it. So for me, I'm always going to test something and then bring it to you guys, right? So if you are looking for something that is going to just be easily incorporated into your day, I would look up somatic exercises. There are different options out there. The one I picked was the Workout Witch, and I I really liked and I was drawn towards her. And again, I'm the kind of person that if I resonate with a coach or with a mentor or a therapist or someone who's going to help me, I'm going to buy their products because I believe in what they're saying. I see their message. I see their genuineness, their soulfulness. And this lady, she's not pushy. Like, she went through traumas. She went through major life dips, and she found somatics at some point in her life and decided to go into somatic teachings, and she's killing it. So if you are looking for something to help you reduce any stress in your life in the most simplistic, relaxed way, or you're looking to release different issues out of the body, that mind-body connection, if you're looking to just reduce the fight or flight response in your body and actually like look at things with a bit more emotional intelligence, this would be a great way to invest in yourself. So I'm not promoting this particular person's products because she is not sponsoring this podcast, but I'm just telling you what I'm using in case you're interested. But there are many other options out there. And to my surprise, there weren't a lot of people that knew about this. Funny enough, when I talked to some yoga people or just friends and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm up to, they were like, what is that? And it sounded interesting. So I wanted to share it with you because I don't like to keep secrets in my world. I actually, if I'm trying something out and I see it's working and I see the benefit, I want you all to have access to. So this episode is going to be short and sweet this week. So if you are looking for something, it is a fresh week. We're coming up on a fresh month. February is upon us. If you're looking at new goals, refreshing yourself, resetting yourself, some people joke that the new year doesn't really even start till February 1st. So if you're looking at some way to reset yourself, make new goals for yourself, if you haven't started your New Year's resolution, this is a great way to invest, and many, many other things. So help yourself. Somatic exercises are wonderful. And if you are looking for something to help you, this is it for sure. You won't regret it. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it was short, but I will catch you all next week. Did you love the episode? I hope you're feeling inspired and no longer feeling alone out there, and you're ready to evolve and become a better person. Make sure that you share this podcast or take a screenshot and post it on your social media. That's how you help spread this podcast organically, and people can find it much easier when you share, or share it with a loved one. I'm your host, Katrina Marie, and make it your mission to be a blessing in someone else's life today.